In today's lesson, I want to show you how to create an almost endless variety of turnaround licks in A using something you probably already know how to do, which is play bluesy pentatonic licks in open position. I'm going to be demonstrating these licks on the blues How Long Blues, which is a song that I teach inside my membership, the Fingerstyle 5. So if you'd like to get tab of the arrangement that I played at the opening of this lesson and some of these turnaround licks I'm about to show you, I encourage you to check out the Fingerstyle 5 membership at fretboardconfidential.com. Okay, so the turnaround typically happens in the last two bars of the blues form. So if you're playing on a 12-bar blues, that's bars 11 and 12. If you're playing on an 8-bar blues, that's bars 7 and 8. How Long Blues is an 8-bar blues, so we're basically going to have the melody for 6 bars, whether you're playing it or singing it. And then those last two bars, bars 7 and 8, that's where you can have the turnaround. Now, typically the turnaround has the timing of, starting out with the downbeat on the 1 chord, and then starting on the and of 1 or on 2. So 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So really, bar 7, we're just playing on the 1 chord. This is really all A. This is still A when we get to bar 8. And then on beat 3, we get to finally the 5 chord on beats 3 and 4. So if we're going to play an alternative kind of turnaround, what we can do is we can keep the bass essentially on the 1 chord for bar 7 and half of bar 8, and then go to the 5 chord at the end of bar 8. And over that, we can just put, instead of the traditional descending bass line thing, we can just put some kinds of blues licks or pentatonic licks or whatever we want to put there. And so for the bass, we could have 6 beats of A. So here's bar 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bar 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or to keep things a little more interesting, for the bar 7, when we're sitting on the A, we could rock between the root on 2 beats and then the 5th of A for 2 beats, and then come back to A for the beginning of bar 8, and then finally go to E for the last 2 beats of the chorus. So in effect, what we end up having is just this rocking of A to E, but what it's standing in for is a bar of A with this rocking bass, half a bar of A, and half a bar of E. So as far as what we can put over that, for starters, we could take the blues scale, the A blues scale, root, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, and root, and maybe kind of a triplet feel. So we've still got that triplet feel from the more traditional turnaround. So So it's triplets in the first measure and then more of an 8th note feel after that. And of course we can dress it up with some slides and that sort of thing. Hammer on. And even a double stop. But the bones of it are just that pentatonic stuff. And so that would come at the end of those 8 bars. So if you're playing through the tune, so it sounds like you've resolved to the E, and then you set yourself up to start the tune all over again. So after coming out of here, and you can go around again, or start to solo, or sing the next verse, or whatever you're going to do. Now, we're not limited to just the pentatonic scale. We could use the A blues scale. So really spell out or include that flat 5 going up or going back down. And we could also borrow the major third, so we can get that slide from flat 3 to 3. And then we could have licks like this. So starting down low and having root, flat 3, 3, 4, flat 5, 5, flat 7, and then a quick slide from flat 5 to 4, flat 3, root, and then that slide again, flat 3 to major 3, root, 5. So over the bass, so it still has that bluesy feel, it still has that triplet feel, but with that brighter sound of the major third and that more chromatic sound you get from the flat 3, 3, 4, flat 5, 5. So folding that into the tune. And of course, you could also still sometimes play the more typical descending bass turnaround, right? The whole idea is you've got this 2 bars at the end of every chorus, every time through the 8 bars. And so whether you're playing the melody instrumentally or you're singing the melody, like you're singing the verses to the song, or even if you're soloing, at the end, you've got these 2 bars that are up for grabs. And you can, that every time around is an opportunity to surprise the listener with a different kind of lick or a different kind of move. So you could be moving between a couple of different licks like this that you've worked out, and then sometimes playing the more traditional turnaround. And you can eventually get to the point where you are fluent enough that you can improvise these kinds of lines as well, which is also really fun. So that's the idea. Again, this is a song that I teach inside my membership, the Fingerstyle 5. So if you're interested in getting tab for my arrangement of the song, the tab for some of these turnaround licks, and a lot of introductory exercises to help you just get your basic thumb and finger coordination working, I encourage you to check out the membership by going to my website, fretboardconfidential.com. If you've got a question or a comment about today's lesson, please leave it down below. I'd love to hear from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.